Well, friends, it's time for another adventure story with Ricky. This morning I got hit by a car. Almost twice. We'll get to that. So I'm a runner. If you know me, you know I love to run. And I've been building some mileage. Today I had an 8-mile run to get done. I'm about 2 miles in and it's dark out still because it's early in the morning. And I'm coming down a really major street. There's some traffic, but not too bad because it's before 6 a.m. And there's a car that's pulling out, I'm coming down the street. There's a car that's pulling out of this parking lot because they're going to want to turn right and go up the street that I'm running down. Well, there's cars coming. So, generally speaking, when you're driving and you notice a pedestrian, you stop back from the road so that it's clear you've seen them, you're letting them go first. It's kind of like driver etiquette. Well, this guy does that. So I assume that he has seen me. Now, granted, it's dark. All we have is street lights working for us here. I also, of course, have my beloved Oreo with me. And she's, a few steps ahead of me. So as we're about to pass this guy, Oreo's right in front of his bumper. He starts to roll forward. And instantly in that second, I glance at him and see that he is looking down the road, not at us. So he has clearly not seen us, which is really on me, right? I made the assumption that he saw us coming and that's why he stopped so far back. Maybe he's just a driver that follows the rules and stops where he's supposed to stop and doesn't roll forward. But in this case, it was my fault for making this assumption. So I'm now I'm in front of his car and he is accelerating toward me. So I have this decision to make and I don't know why, instead of yelling stop, I yelled, whoa, 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 over and over and over again, really loud. And I did this agility move where I put my hand on the hood of his car, which thank goodness it was a car, not a truck, because I couldn't have done this. And I launched myself up so that my legs came up off the ground. And right as I did that, his car hit my legs out of the way. And so then I kind of just propelled myself off with my arm onto the street in front of me. And I kept running. So he hit me, but it wasn't I wasn't hurt. And so I kind of turned and looked back. And he was staring at me. He had stopped his car and he was staring at me and had his one hand raised I'm sorry. So I raised my hand and waved and I kept running. I'm sure that guy is thinking about that moment all day today. I know I have, because it's this moment of wow, if I wasn't I don't know, just being an athlete growing up, I was always good at tuck and rolling if I got tripped in soccer or whatever. And so if I wasn't agile, I definitely would have been hit and fallen down. And of course, I'm happy that Oreo is fine, because that's scary too, because she could have got under the wheels of the car because he was accelerating towards me. Okay, so that's mile 2. So I keep running and of course, adrenaline's pumping at that point. So I should look at my minute mile pace. I'm sure that I was flying at that point. But I'm finally finishing. I'm literally 0.2 miles away from my house. And it is now broad daylight. It's crossed the 7 o'clock hour. I think it was just at 7, maybe 6:50, something like that. And so it's broad daylight at this point. And I'm coming down a street in my neighborhood and there's a cross street that comes off of a major road and there's a stop sign there. And my neighborhood has an elementary school on the other side of it. So this is the time when parents are coming and dropping their kids off. So there's a lot of traffic coming through. So this lady clearly comes through my neighborhood every day. Well, she decides, because she has a stop sign and she's still approaching, I go ahead and I cross this street running, and she's doesn't stop. She starts just rolling straight through the stop sign. But not only that, she is cutting the corner. So she quite literally turns left into me. And this is I got a little bit more vocal this time. For some reason, again, I yelled watch it twice instead of stop. I don't know why I don't want to yell stop, but stop would make more sense. But anyway, this was really got me because I'm listen, lady, you can see me. And this is an example of you're just blowing through a stop sign with your kid in the front seat. This is not, you didn't see me or I made an assumption. This is like you were supposed to come to a full stop and did not. So the moral of the story for this today, my friends, is if you're a driver, just be super aware. Make sure that you are checking sidewalks in addition to the road with the cars. I know it's really easy to pull up to a stop sign or an intersection and like just look for cars coming the other way, but there could be people, bikers, walkers, runners, who are on the street ahead of you, like working their way towards you. And then if you're a runner, I guess just don't make the assumption that I did that they see you. I don't know. I'm sure that people will say that I just shouldn't have been running in the first place, but sorry, that ship sailed. So, and also just so you know, yes, that is a giant sheet of puppy chow for the weekend festivities. So you can be jealous about that. All right, story time's over. Be careful, my friends.